Hi students, let's take a look at this. Let's take this inequality x plus 9 is greater than 0. This is just saying whatever x is, when I add a 9 to it, the result should be more than 0. So let's try a few guesses. Now, checking the inequality x plus 9 is greater than 0, let's try with x is equal to minus 11. Then x plus 9 greater than 0 becomes minus 11 plus 9, which is equal to minus 2. And a minus 2 is not more than 0. So let's try x is equal to minus 10. So let's increase the value of x and see what happens. X plus 9 greater than 0 becomes minus 10 plus 9 is equal to minus 1. And minus 1 is not more than 0. So let's try the next number. X is equal to minus 9. If we substitute minus 9 for x, we will get minus 9 plus 9, which is equal to 0, and 0 is not greater than 0. So let's try the next value for x, which is minus 8. X plus 9 greater than 0 is equal to minus 8 plus 9, which is equal to 1. Yes, 1 is greater than 0. So this inequality is now holding true when x is equal to minus 8. Now let's go further and try it with minus 7. Yes, again with minus 7 substituted for x, the inequality becomes true because minus 7 plus 9 is equal to 2 and 2 is greater than 0. So now can we figure out the exact boundary where things start to work? It's clearly between minus 9 and minus 8. It's between where x takes the value minus 9 and minus 8, and we plot it on the number line like this. So it's anything above minus 9 will satisfy this inequality, but minus 9 itself does not satisfy the inequality because minus 9 plus 9 is equal to 0. That's not greater than 0. So excluding minus 9, everything to the right of minus 9 satisfies the inequality, and x can take values right up to plus infinity, which is a very large positive number, and it'll work. Now, let's take a look at this inequality, which is x plus 9 greater than or equal to 0. The previous inequality was x plus 9 greater than 0. Now we have x plus 9 greater than or equal to 0. This just means whatever value I plug in for x, when I add 9 to it, the result should be at least 0. It can be more than 0 or it can be exactly 0, but it cannot be less than 0. So once again, let's try out a few values and see what works and what doesn't. So checking the inequality x plus 9 greater than or equal to 0, we will test values from x is equal to minus 11 to x is equal to minus 1, which was the same range of values we tested for the previous inequality, namely x plus 9 greater than 0. Now, for this inequality too, we will test for the same range of values. So if x is equal to minus 11, then x plus 9 greater than or equal to 0 becomes minus 11 plus 9, which is equal to minus 2. Now, minus 2 is neither greater than 0 nor equal to 0. So let's try with x is equal to minus 10. It's x plus 9 greater than or equal to 0. When we substitute 10 minus 10 for x, we get minus 10 plus 9 is equal to minus 1, which is not greater than or equal to 0. Now we are substituting x is equal to minus 9. X plus 9 greater than or equal to 0 becomes minus 9 plus 9 equal to 0. Yes, it is equal to 0. So when we substitute minus 9 for x, then this inequality x plus 9 greater than or equal to 0 becomes true. Let's go further and try with minus 8. Again, the answer is 1 and 1 is greater than 0. And when x is equal to minus 7, the answer is 2 and it is greater than 0. So we see that starting from minus 9, everything starts to work. Okay. And how will we depict this on a number line? We depict it in this fashion with a shaded circle right above minus 9. So the shaded circle means that minus 9 is also a solution. It is also included. And starting from minus 9, it goes right up to plus infinity. Okay. So we have the comparison here. When x plus 9 is greater than 0 is the inequality. Uh, Minus 9 is not shaded. It's an empty circle indicating that minus 9 is excluded and everything above minus 9 right up till plus infinity is a solution. But when we say x plus 9 is greater than or equal to 0, it starts from minus 9, it includes minus 9 and goes up, say minus 8.9, minus 8.8, and then minus 8 right up to plus infinity. Same here. Here it would start from a minus 8.99999 and then it'll go to minus 8.99 and then minus 8.9 and then minus 8.8, minus 8.7. Like that, it increases until it reaches minus 8 and then goes up till plus infinity. I hope this is clear now. The difference between the greater than sign and the greater than or equal to sign and the ranges of values that they indicate when they are present inside an inequality. Now, let's try this equation. X plus 9 equal to 0. This means that when we add 9 to x, the result should be exactly 0. In other words, we are looking for just one number that balances the equation perfectly. Now let's try plugging in a few values and see which one makes it true. Again, it's the same process, checking values for x plus 9 equal to 0. Let's try x is equal to minus 11. Well, it gives us minus 2. It's not equal to 0. When x is equal to minus 10, we get x plus 9 becomes minus 10 plus 9, which is equal to minus 1. That's not equal to 0. We are testing the same range of numbers. And then if x is equal to minus 9, what happens? Then we get minus 9 plus 9 is equal to 0. Yes, it is exactly equal to 0. So when x is equal to minus 9, this is not an inequality, but rather an equality. You can clearly see the equality symbol, x plus 9 equal to 0. And this becomes true when x is equal to minus 9 because x plus 9 will be minus 9 plus 9, which is equal to 0. So the left-hand side and the right-hand side are perfectly balanced. Now, what happens when x is given the value minus 8? Well, then you have minus 8 plus 9 is equal to 1 and 1 is not equal to 0. Same thing with minus 7. Minus 7 plus 9 is 2 and that's not equal to 0. So the equation x plus 9 is equal to 0 is only true for one value when x is equal to minus 9. That's the only solution. All the other values fail to satisfy the equation. And this is how we depict it on the number line. We have a shaded dot right above minus 9. And this is the only value. This is the only solution. Minus 9 is the only solution. There is no other solution. So here we have all three plotted for you. X plus 9 greater than 0, x plus 9 is equal to 0, and x plus 9 greater than or equal to 0 for you to compare and see for yourself what these inequalities and what this equation means.